Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Adab. Assalamu alaikum. Before I say anything, I actually want to remember especially Asif Aslam Farooqi on his birthday today on 1st of June. A prayer for Asif Saab. Class of 2024 unfortunately was the first class that did not experience the indefatigable engine of love Asif Saab was. But I'm sure Qaima's speech resonates with him in heaven. Let me acknowledge Habib University's patron, Governor of Sindh, Janab Mr. Muhammad Kamran Khan Tasori Saab in his absence. He couldn't come, he had to cancel last minute due to a pressing official engagement. Chancellor Rafiq Habib Saab, Honorable Chief Guest and our commencement speaker, कामिल खान मुमताज़ साहब, जो इसमें बामुसम्मा हैं, कामिल भी हैं और मुमताज़ भी हैं माशाअल्लाह, और उसके होने के साथ आप इनकी तकरीर में सुनेंगे कि ही इज़ वन ऑफ द मेजर स्पिरिचुअल गाइड्स टू हबीब यूनिवर्सिटीज़ कोर पेडागोजिकल मिशन ऑफ एपिस्टेमिक रेपरेशन. आदाब और शुक्रिया कामिल साहब फॉर एक्सेप्टिंग आवर इन्विटेशन. Members of the Board of Governors, a member of the Board of Directors of Habib University Foundation, let me acknowledge the ones who are seated here in alphabetical order. Amina Sayyid Sahiba, who pioneered the love of writing books and literature in our city. She's sitting here. Amir Paracha Sahab, phenomenal corporate leader who's making his global enterprise better by rooting it more and more in Pakistan. Asif Peer Sahab leads the largest technology company in the country and keeps Pakistan relevant in this insanely dynamic technology map. Mr. Faqir Muhammad Lakho, he is one of our biggest supporters in the relevant corridors of Sindh government. Muhammad Ali Rafiq Habib Saab, who's chairman of House of Habib and is a founding board member. Muhammad Haider Habib Saab, president of Habib Bank AG Zurich and a founding member of our board. Shahbaz Yasin Malik Saab, founding member and one of the biggest supporters of our institution. Or Akhir mein not least Tariq Rafi Saab, a long-standing board member, and those of you who have taken naps at Tariq Rafi Auditorium after a night of playing FIFA or Call of Duty, you can thank him. Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Amir Hassan. Vice President for Student Affairs, Ms. Yasmin Bano. वो नीचे बैठे हैं, Vice President for Money and Other Things, aka Operations and Finance, Shanur Sultan, who has also been wonderfully leading the Convocation Committee for 7 years in a row now, and Associate Dean for Academic Systems and our Registrar, Dr. Ishtiaq Makda. Esteemed members of the faculty of Habib University, parents, guests, and of course, Habib University's 7th graduating batch, our class of Do Sifar Do Char. What's your chant? Probably you don't have any. उसे कौन देख सकता कि यगाना है वो यकता, जो दुई की बू भी होती तो कहीं दो चार होता. Thank you, class of Do Char. You are indeed impressive and unique, यगाना. अब मुझे बहुत से और तशक्कुर ऑफर करने हैं, so you have to bear with me. There's a tradition at Habib University of bookending the journey of our students in these tashakkurs and gratitudes. You offered your first virtual tashakkur online, I don't know how many of you would remember, on August 11th, 2020, during your orientation to the university. That is when I requested you to stand up and acknowledge your parents, your caregivers and guardians who enabled you to be part of higher education experience that is only available to a very small percentage of eligible population globally, and to absolutely an even much smaller fraction of youth in Pakistan. Now, 3 years, 9 months, and 22 days later, you will have the privilege of standing up twice today to offer your gratitude to two distinguished groups of remarkable people. First, may I please request the class of 2024, do se far do char, to please stand up and acknowledge your amazing asatza, rahbars, your faculty. They have nurtured and cultivated your transformation into thoughtful and somewhat traumatized, you can see it, but nevertheless engaged citizens that you are today. Salam and adab, members of the faculty at Habib University, you are indeed the not-so-secret ingredient of what makes Habib University intellectually distinct. Let me share some facts, just to clearly demonstrate the phenomenal scale of the contribution from them. 187 students will inshallah walk today. While the fee for every one of them is significantly subsidized, still 162 out of 187, or 87% of them, received various forms of scholarship and financial aid from all of these folks whose photos are here. 87%, huh? To put that in context, Harvard University, uske paas $55-60 billion hai, which happens to be the richest university in the world, supports 55% of their students. We support 87% of you. Uske baad, I especially want to acknowledge 70 students of class of 2024 who received the distinguished named scholarship or grant, with a major portion of their fees covered for 4 years. This phenomenal support comes from Shahbaz Yasin Malik in Hilton Pharma. इन्होंने सबसे बड़ा हिस्सा 22 students, 22 are named scholars and grantees by Shahbaz Saab. Muhammad Ali Habib family, of course, who supported 18 named scholarships and grants. Nargis Surti Saiba, वो यहाँ नहीं हैं, but we remember her fondly. वो यानी शहर में नहीं है, माशाल्लाह, she's fine. Supported 13 named scholarships and grants. Ejaz Saya Textile has supported 5 scholars and grants, mashallah. 5 scholars are supported by Mohsin Abdul Razak Musa in South Africa. Mashallah, I hope this encourages him to visit us soon. 2 scholars are supported by the Abdullah Foundation, Mia Saab, the famous Sapphire Group, and 1 each by Yusuf Shirazi family, Tawfiq Chinoy, Talib and Zainab Dhanji from Houston, Perrin Julian Dinsha, and 1 scholar by a generous Mohsin who wishes to remain anonymous. Now I'd like to request all of you once again to rise and applaud the contribution of our Mohsineen. These Mohsineens have made us our claim to be accurate, to be one of the, if not the most generous private universities anywhere in the world, mashallah. فَآتَهُمُ اللَّهَ ثَوَابُ الدُّنْيَا وَحُسْنَ ثَوَابُ الْآخِرَةِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. This is the ayat which many of you may have seen. It is etched at the entrance of Habib University to serve as a permanent reminder of all the help, mentoring and support given to you in your journey of YOHSIN. Last year I read out the first verses of Diwan-e-Hafiz to reflect on the sudden change in the journey of class of 2023 from 2019 to 2020 and beyond. उस वक्त वो appropriate लग रहा था कि इश्क आसान नमूद अव्वल वली उफ्ताद मुश्किला, लेकिन आपके लिए उसको थोड़ा सा बदलना पड़ा. इलाही आहियो साक़ी अदर कासन व नाबिलहा कि इश्क मुश्किल नमूद अव्वल वली उफ्ताद मुश्किला. आपका इश्क जो है वो शुरू ही दुश्वारी से हुआ. ये प्याला इधर ला, path of love for you was pretty messed up, right, when you started. And then it unveils the unending anguish. So much so that 60 students, 60 of your potential peers dropped out. That's the reason this is a slightly smaller class. Without COVID, we would have been graduating near 250 students. But how wonderfully you're progressing in these uftad-e-mushkil ha. 2 of you have already received offers from Harvard, said Harvard. 1 student is accepted at Stanford. 1 at USC, 1 at University of Michigan, 1 at Manchester, 2 at the London School of Economics, to name a few. So many of you have job offers in coveted placements. Hey, mashallah. All of you, please remember the alumni contribution portal as a result. More than any other time, I know that the intense and poignant last 8 months, October se lekar ab tak, must have made it clear that you came to a university which is truly unique, especially in making you attain the consciousness and with that the measure of unimaginable devastation which we all inhabit. The sum of the last 4 centuries is basically a litany of many types of genocides. In the midst of these genocides of continents of humanity, truly devastating phenomena is the mass epistemicide when violence against humans is cynically combined with violence against indigenous knowledge of cultures, cosmos, and of the natural world, just to make way for a techno-fascist vacuity. Class of 2024, your Habib education is about inspiring you to repair this desolate epistemic landscape with the value of inquiry, of self-reflection, of respect, value of cultivating goodness in you, the value of crafting goodness for others is what you heard and saw every day of the last 4 years. قِيمَةُ كُلِّ إِمْرِئٍ مَا يُحْسِنُهُ. I won't sugarcoat it. In this violent and vacuous world, it will be unimaginably hard to live by YOHSIN, to stay conscious and alive in this world day in and day out. But those who are inspired by YOHSIN, there is a clear path to keep striving for it, carved by the same sage who gave us YOHSIN. Imam Ali alayhi salam फरमाते हैं, min kamal al-insan wa fur fazlihi istish'arahu bi nafsi al-nuqsan. The perfection of the human being and abundance of their grace is their awareness of their own inadequacies and shortcomings. بِنَفْسِهِ النُّقْصَانِ. The field of thoughtful self-cultivation can only be plowed by the tools of self-awareness and humility, of knowing and admitting one's own shortcomings. Then only you can legitimately strive for thoughtful self-cultivation, or YOHSIN becomes possible. Class of 2024, tomorrow, on June the 2nd, on a Sunday, you'll wake up to appreciating the infinite value of these simple and elegant conflation of YOHSIN and of istishara'u, of grace rooted in self-awareness, the fuel for you to remain on the path of a lifelong journey of self-cultivation and to be a healer in this ailing world. Thank you, do se par do char. Let's remain do charred, inshallah, in the future. Love and du'as.